So similarities and differences. I'm going to share my screen so we're all on a movie, all looking at the same thing. Who has some thoughts? Similarities and differences. Yeah, Layla. And then Dak after that.
I noticed that for the schemas for these ones, all of them it seems like have air, Earth's gravitational field, and a tennis ball, but only half of them have hand.
Okay, interesting. Dak?
Oh, I just noticed that the force diagrams all look pretty similar.
The force diagrams are all pretty similar, right? So if you look at, so let's take, so any other observations? Then we'll go back and, so some of them include the hand, all of them include the air in the field, the gravitational field. The force diagrams look sort of similar-ish. Right, so let's look at them. So this one has a hand, two slides, two forces, right? The hand from the force on the hand and the gravitational force on the tennis ball. Let's see, this one, right? The tennis ball, the hand, the air, the force by the hand, the force of the tennis ball, the ball, the Earth's field in the air. There's the normal force by the what? Oh, Ollie, what did you write there? There's the gravitational force in the Earth field and the normal force by what?
The normal force by the, I think that was, oh God, I can't read my handwriting. I mean, assuming that it's normal force, I'm gonna say ground. And the fact that it's, the ball hits the ground is when.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're looking at the ball hitting the ground at the end. Got it. Okay, cool, interesting. Air, gravitational field, tennis ball, two forces, the drag and the gravitational field, and they're congruent. Tennis ball, gravity, hand, air resistance, right? So you see how there are a variety of things, and we can look at why do you think there's such a variety? What are some factors? What do you think? A bunch of you have said that you wanted to speak up more in all in class meetings, so this is your chance. Why do you think there's such a variety? Any ideas? Yeah.
Do you mean variety between what people put in like the schemas?
Yeah, for example, the schemas or the forces or yeah.
I think it's possible that for some of the schemas that don't include a hand, that maybe they were just drawing the schema for like the same point that they drew the force diagram.
Okay. I think that generally it was not clear when the movie was starting and when it was ending, right? And that's not like, it's nobody's fault. Like we said, you throw a tennis ball straight up in the air, the ball reaches the maximum height, right? So some of you like figure that that's from the moment you throw the ball in the air, so the hand is involved. Some of you said, well, no, the ball has left my hand, so I don't need the hand anymore, right? Some, like Ollie, included the ground because he's like, no, actually my ball is going to go all the way back down. And so he had the ground back in. So I'm not saying that any of those answers are wrong. I'm just saying they're different, and they're different because we were not very precise in how we spoke about our experiments, right? So from now on, we're just going to need to be a little bit more precise about how we speak. So we're going to, for each experiment, we're going to have to make sure that, so the experiment is a process, right? The experiment is a process, and think of it as a movie, right? And if you were to watch the movie, we need to be clear when we're starting the movie and when we're ending the movie, just so that we're watching the same movie, right? So that if I want to know like what's happening to the ball from the moment it leaves my hand to the highest point, I don't really care when it reaches the ground at the end because I just don't care, right? let's see, other things that have changed. So the other thing that we need to, the other thing that we're going to need to work harder at is to be more specific about what it is that we're studying. When I say you throw a tennis ball up in the air till it reaches its maximum point, there are many things that are involved: the tennis ball, gravity, the air, the hand, right? And the question is like, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on all of these at the same time, or am I focusing on like a sub part of it, right? For example, when we did the coffee filters for our capstone, we clearly focused on the coffee filters, right? That was the subject of our study, the coffee filters. There was also air involved, right? And there was also ground involved once the coffee filters hit the ground. And we also held the coffee filter, so the hands were involved at some point. But we really wanted to focus on the coffee filters. So we're going to have to tell you a little bit about how to do that, like how to specify, yes, the tennis ball, the gravity, the air, and the hand are all involved, but I'm really focusing on the ball or the filters or whatever, right? So that's called the system. We're going to have a system boundary and to decide like where that is. And then finally, what changed during the process? So if you look at the first slide, the forces changed and the velocity changed. Hold on here. Why am I not? Right, the forces changed as it lost momentum. Changed during the process. The force on the tennis ball changed. The velocity and the location of the ball changed. The tennis ball placement changed constantly. So the position of the ball, the force and the velocity changed. The force I start going back down, right? So the question is like, again, there are many things that we can focus on, that we can study as the ball's going up and down. It would be nice if we could sort of streamline like what we're going to be studying. So we all study the same thing. So it would be nice if we all watch the same movie, hence the start and the end of the process. It would be nice if we all focused on the same thing. So this is the system boundary. And it would be nice if we actually, not only do we focus on the same thing, but we focus on the same properties of the same thing. Like so that we all, it's like if one person watches a movie for character development and the other one watches a movie for like scenery and the third one watches the same movie for like whatever, right? Voice quality. We're all watching the same movie, but we're all watching different things in the same movie. It would be nice if we watched the same things on the same movie, okay? So I'm gonna stop here. Nice job on your videos. I totally loved watching those. That was great. Thank you for that.